What's up, guys? Welcome back. It's Maverick here with another episode of ReZero Season 2. So, we've had lots of drama, right? We have lots of surprising revelations, we have lots of context and whatnot, but I think from this point on, we are heading into another part that a lot of people are waiting for, and that is the action. Now, that's not to say that the story isn't progressing. I'm expecting to learn a lot more after Subaru has his little talk with Beatrice, right? We still need to know, about the entire situation with Echidna, with Roswell, with all the witches and whatnot. We still have all that on the table, right? But I do think that, especially since we are heading towards the middle and latter half of this particular season, it's about time that we kick some ass, right? And I'm expecting to see that in this episode, especially with Elsa here, and finally an enemy where we don't feel too bad about their asses getting kicked, right? So, with that being said, let's get into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Hmm. Can Garfield actually take Elsa, though? I kind of feel like Elsa... Hmm. I mean, it's hard to say, right? It's hard to have a real grasp of how strong she is. I mean, my instinct would be that Elsa is still stronger than Garfield, but... Oof. That's her face, dude. But, of course, she doesn't care. I'm pretty sure that beyond being a sadist, she's probably also a masochist. Gran Hirte. Opening? Directly into the episode? Opening? Episode? Hey. There we go. Who wrote the Tome of Wisdom? Like, seriously. And so these books are all the same? So the witch's cult follows the words of the same being. Is that what it is? more importantly, how did you get here? I was kind of grinning there, or smirking, if you will, because, only now does Beatrice reveal the name of Ruzu, right? After he already learned of everything. So, again, because Roswell and Beatrice are both following the words in the Tome of Wisdom, my hmm, that's an interesting perspective, I guess. Like everything that we've seen up to now, right, still suggests that this Tomb of Wisdom, whatnot, um, at least is endorsed by Echidna, right? Otherwise, both Roswell and Beatrice. Well, Subaru does have a history of breaking promises. It's right up his alley. I think we already had this conversation before, didn't we? I'm having a case of deja vu. Mm-hmm. Another big enemy here? Oh. Oh, no, wait. Okay. Yeah, why was I thinking Rim? Of course. Their voices are different. Well, women and children first, right? Hey, see? See where it gets it. Okay, I guess technically it was Rim as well, right? Is that a hippo? This is Emilia, right? Petra gets it. Ah, Petra's cute. Yeah, last time. Wait, last time? Right, that's a hippo. Or a rhino. Nah, maybe more of a rhino. A rhino without a horn? Rock piggy. So it's actually a boar? Hmm? Guilty low. Oh. I was like, meanwhile. No, wait, this is kind of like a flashback, right? Because right now, Rim is actually fighting against Roswell right now. Oh, sorry, not Rim, Ram. How is she gonna react? Oh. Or wait, is this similar to Subaru's case where... Actually, no. Subaru was in full control, right? Damn it, I can't quite remember. Like, what happened with Subaru's case? Oh, yeah, it took a while before he eventually remembered, right? So it's kind of like the same situation here. Nope. Oh, this is sort of like a what if situation. Does doesn't fit you. Oh, looks lovely. I would kind of change the hat though. Family, eh? So I was guess actually supposed to be the father figure. All right. Well, maybe. Ah, now you're making things all awkward, Emilia. Or actually, no. Okay, yeah, she knows. Damn it. I'm sorry, guys, but I already completely forgot like how it was initially for Super. Like, was it a case where he eventually got back his memories, or if he knew all along? He knew all along, right? God damn it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But certainly for Emilia, she knows. Damn, that is certainly very mature of her. I honestly, yeah, it's really shown that she's grown up and all that. Mentally, anyways. How did Emilia know? Yeah, how did... Or I guess technically it doesn't really matter, right? Once Emilia changes her perspective on how she views this world, people change along. Sort of like the Matrix in a way, right? The last one's gonna be Subaru, isn't it? Is Archie gonna change into Echidna or something? Yep. I thought that was a pretty obvious switch there. No, she's... Hmm. The hell? Okay. So, I guess that means she passed the trial, right? I mean, I think that was probably obvious once Echidna left, but... Margrave on the verge of death? Oh. Oh, they're talking about the last time Roswell went into it. No. I guess they believe in her. Something like that. 'Still though, what exactly happens after the sanctuary is shut down? Since it's called a sanctuary. Yeah, she's naturally ditzy and whatnot, but I have to say, her mentality is really improving leaps and bounds. So the past, the present, the future? Duking it out with Roswell. Instantly going back. Ooh. I'm really curious. Like, is it going to be the? I mean, it makes sense that would be the future, right? What kind of future is going to be shown to Emilia? Disaster that is yet to come, eh? Huh. Alright. Yeah, we heard this one before. Alright. I'll see you guys after this. Alright, so that was a nice heartwarming little episode, a nice what if situation, if you will. If if Emilia and all the others could live a good life, and so on and so forth. And my apologies for sort of stumbling over, what exactly happened in the past when Subaru took the trial of the past, right? So it kind of got mixed up to me, but actually my initial impression was correct. My initial memory, which is that Super did not know, or he was not aware that this was a trial and whatnot, and he was not aware of any of his adventures in this world, but instead, just going about his daily life as usual, and then only later on being jolted, his memories being jolted to remind him of the current situation that he is in, and that's how he passed the trials. So it kind of got jumbled up for me, but my initial memory was correct here. Now, certainly, Emilia here, full props. She handled this situation much more maturely than I thought. She even had me fooled. I seriously thought for a moment, okay, are they actually going to be following what Subaru faced in the past, which is she's just going to consider this as normal in a sort of way, and then only later on she's going to through some sort of situation, realize that something is amiss, something is off, and she needs to break out of it and then pass the trial, right? But certainly, I think what's being implied here is that she knew the moment she opened her eyes realize that, yeah, this is in the past, this is not the real world. But, full credit to her, right? She completely maintained her composure. I don't think we would have seen this kind of Emilia if it was literally like a few episodes ago, right? So she's definitely matured a lot. Subaru, of course, had a lot of say in this as well, a lot of a big pushing force as well. But full credit to Emilia, she rise to the occasion here, right? So she was, if this was the Emilia of old, I would be expecting her to instantly get teary-eyed with Fortuna and whatnot, and then maybe later on sort of like hand wave it away, and then later on try to hold in her feelings and emotions while she goes about and tries to act normal, right? But no, she did a pretty good job here of holding it in until the very end there with Archie. And I do feel like Emilia probably also knew at that moment that Archie or Echidna was near there, right? Or at least watching someplace nearby. I thought the transition was kind of that was kind of obvious there, because otherwise there's no reason why Emilia would suddenly go through the entire thing and realize that this Archie actually fully understands the situation here, right? So that's cool. And another really intriguing thing is Echidna's tears, right? Honestly, even though we have this current situation here where Emilia, she can do no wrong, she just wants to have this peaceful, loving world and whatnot. For some reason, it's actually making me less and less convinced that Echidna is actually the bad guy, right? That she's an antagonist or whatnot. I do think that those tears and her saying that Emilia disgusts her, there's probably a lot deeper meaning to that. I can, just to throw some wild darts in the dark here. Perhaps it's a sort of discrepancy between the Satilla that Echidna knows, and she also fully realizes that Emilia and Satilla, it's not literally just the witch's daughter, but perhaps a piece of Satilla actually resides within Emilia or something like that. And so perhaps it's through knowing that kind of situation, and then juxtaposing the Satilla that Echidna knew about, and she knows fully, and then with Emilia and her her feelings, her heart's here, that's what's causing this sort of really I wouldn't even say conflict within Echidna's emotions, but this feeling of, I don't know, it might be a horrifying feeling, it might be, as you said, a disgusting feeling or something like that, right? But I do feel like that's not completely in malice, and she probably has a good reason for this. Or another theory that I've been floating for a long time now in the back of my head is that this is actually all entirely caused by Emilia, right? This is maybe a story that spans hundreds and hundreds of years. Maybe the entire story itself is a cycle of redoing things over and over, right? I certainly feel like that would be a quite apt sort of storyline, considering the powers that Subaru has and the powers that are bestowed on him. We could be seeing a situation where actually this entire world, independent of Subaru, has been going through iterations and iterations and iterations numerous times already. And the center of that is probably Satilla / Emilia, so on and so forth, right? And Echidna realizes this, and that's probably also why she's that's probably also why she said those words. But again, the main thing here is that I'm really more and more so feeling that Echidna probably has a very legitimate point in all of this, and she's not just the big bad evil witch, right? Which I never thought she was in the first place, but I did think she was more neutral, or at least she does what she wants, right? But hey, maybe eventually the entire thing is going to come out, and perhaps Echidna is even in the right. You never know. Beyond that, there's also another really interesting thing here, which is the Beatrice and Subaru scene, right? So we still didn't get too much information out of it. Certainly in last episode, there were some commentators kind of telling me, hey, why don't you sort of make the supposition that maybe the Tome of Wisdom, or whatever it's called, is not actually the words sanction or the words of Echidna and whatnot. And certainly that's a possibility, right? Because it's really, I don't know, like the more and more that I feel Echidna is probably in the right here, right? I'm not gonna say that, you know, good person or a heroic person or a person of justice or something like that. I don't think she really operates under those kind of conditions, but maybe in more so in what we would call the good side, right? To just put it in a more simpler way, and to allow Roswell to grow into that sort of really, you know, he's gone off the deep end, right? I think we can all agree on that part. Would that actually be what Echidna wants? Beatrice, making her being confined to the same place for hundreds and hundreds of years, is that really what Echidna wants, right? Subaru certainly made the pretty far-fetched but still interesting idea here, which is that perhaps maybe Echidna handed the wrong book to them, right? Which, you know, it's good for a laugh and whatnot, but it definitely gets you thinking, right? So maybe there is the situation here where, you know, that book might not be the words of Echidna and whatnot. Actually, I've had this same question way back in season 1 as well. Like, who wrote the book? Who exactly are the witches called worshipping, right? Because certainly there's many witches here. So do all the witches write down their words in the Tome of Wisdom or something like that? You know, that's always been a big question mark to me, right? They certainly hold that dearly and whatnot, but, you know, what does it actually mean, right? And what does it actually mean for the witches, like Echidna, like all the others, and so on and so forth. At this point, though, I can only, because there's no other alternative, I can only still suppose that tomb was directly handed to him by Echidna. Probably Echidna does also sanction those words and agree with those words, or at least, you know, in terms of asking Roswell and Beatrice and whatnot to follow what's written in there, or what's not written in there, I guess you could say. But, you know, we have to remember that even Echidna herself, maybe she's changed. We saw Roswell change, Beatrice, maybe not change, just change, right? So, potentially, Echidna might have also been sort of influenced and changed as well, and this isn't exactly the true Echidna that we know about. Because, again, I don't really feel that allowing Roswell to do all these kind of things, allowing Beatrice to be like that is Echidna's full intentions here, right? I mean, I wouldn't say that she's the nicest person in the world, but at the same time, I don't think she would be cruel for the sake of being cruel, if that makes sense here, right? Even without understanding even anything more about her character and what her true goals and what she actually knows and whatnot, you know, even at this point, I think I can safely say that Echidna does not seem like the type of person or witch that is trying to do these cruel things just for the sake of fun or entertainment or whatnot, right? There's definitely a reason here if it was actually her orders. And, you know, just to bring that up right now, because that's certainly something to keep an eye out for, but at this point, with limited information, there's really not too much else I can say about that subject. So anyways, less fighting than I expected in this episode, but maybe saving that for the next one and whatnot. Garfield versus Elsa, I still feel like Elsa probably would have the upper hand. Same for Maylee and Federica as well. Well, that one's a little bit harder to say, right? But somehow I feel like the odds, they're definitely not going to be able to solve this particular threat, this particular win condition without Beatrice on their side. I've believed that since the beginning of this arc, which was like 10, 20 or so episodes ago, and I still believe it now. The only way to actually clear this particular part of the arc, this particular part of the story, is to get Beatrice on their side and help out in this defense on the attack. So there we go. That's it for episode 47. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.